teased about trying to make my guys tell me how comfortable they are with this football team, the Dallas Cowboys. And what I want to do, guys, is I want to go through each one of these positions. And I'm just going to say the position, and I want you to tell me if you're comfortable or not comfortable at all with these positions. Okay? Work for you guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
It does. And I'm a comfort guy, man. I go for comfort in just about anything.
Everything you can do with comfort, you're going to be involved with, right?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be sexy as long as it's comfortable.
I love it. I'm with you about comfortable. I'm with you.
That's why we both wear Crocs.
That's exactly, much to everybody else's dismay, I think.
That's right. Except for Post Malone's. He's a big Croc guy,
He's a Croc guy, too, yeah.
And you're a big Post Malone
But
guy.
see, I have an excuse because I'm old,
Right.
Yeah.
Which is good. I don't have that.
You don't have that. Yeah.
Just got to roll with it.
He's also at security. What if you guys have to dip real quick? You know what I mean?
That thing's just blowing off.
Oh, no. We put these things in four-wheel drive, baby. We got the strap on there.
Oh, you got the strap. You going to run in them Crocs like that?
I
will be hiding it in the parking lot with the Crocs.
I will
the versatility
tell you,
of the Croc, baby.
Hey, Eric, to be honest with you, I saw how you wear your Crocs with the strap up top.
Right.
So I started doing that, and it's actually an easier way to wear.
It's an easier way to wear them. But in a pinch, you got to start. You got to sprint somewhere. You got to get on the. You got to get on your horse. Boom, strap down, four-wheel drive that thing, and let's rock and roll.
I ain't sprinting anywhere.
Oh no,
I'm
for
beyond,
sure.
I'm beyond the sprinting.
I'll tell you what, that's not.
You
a
gonna
bad
stand
payoff.
and fight, huh?
Shuffle quickly. I'm going to die on that hill, as they say. I'm just going to die right there.
I like that as a bet payoff, specifically just for Broadus. Even though it'd be funny for really any of us.
What if I have to sprint?
Yeah, like a
I'd get
40-yard
injured.
dash, or
I'd
40-yard
get injured.
dash.
You know I'd get hurt.
Well, that would add to the funny, I would imagine, for the rest of us.
Like
you pull a hammy or
hamstring?
something.
Are you kidding?
You catch a cramp 20 yards in.
Yeah, don't push yourself too hard, man. It's not like you're trying to try it out for the Cowboys or something. Relax.
We just need you to do like one of these rich eyes in 40-yard 40-yard dashes.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll see that. That might be something.
I'm putting a list together for bet payoffs, and I'm going to add that one to the list.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
In Crocs.
You got in Crocs.
High knees.
Strapless.
A little karaoke.
Strapless Crocs. All right, General, tell me, how comfortable are you with this defensive line?
I'm very comfortable. Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, make that a 7. Got a nice new mattress that I'm laying on here with this defensive line. It's not pillow top. It's not goose down or anything, but it's a nice mattress right now, this defensive line. It's got promise.
I'm extremely comfortable with it. The only place where you still have a little bit of a question is where you at from a run-stopping standpoint, from an interior defensive line kind of deal, but you feel much more comfortable with where they're at right now. So I'm confident. They haven't really shown it yet because they haven't had the chance, but I do feel like they're going to be much better at stopping the run. The pass rush, I think, is incredible. The depth there, how fresh these guys are going to be. So I'd be probably 8.5 out of 10.
Okay. So both of you feel like, though, that, and I know you know where I feel about this defensive line. I feel like they've gotten better, but I'm with you guys about how it's going to play against the run. Show me, because it'll be a big test.
Mm-hmm.
This week will be.
I think it's trending up. Okay. It's exciting.
And we know how good of a run defender Tank is, and for most of the year you didn't have him.
Right.
And now you're going to get him there. I think you saw plenty from Sam Williams as a guy who can set the edge for you.
Sure.
Hopefully your linebacker plays better with LVE, getting Jabril Cox in there. So in general, I feel really good about that front seven.
We need internal improvement from the defensive tackles, though, and we've only seen them really crush Biotish or McGovern.
Right.
Yeah.
So it still
Rookie.
remains to be seen. I'm hopeful enough to where I'm to the bordering on confidence that the Gallimores, the Odighizuwas, and the guys that they have on the interior are going to be enough to where the best run stuffing team in the league, but considerably better than what they were last year, which I think was like 21st or something.
Eric, where's your comfort level with the wide receivers?
Wait, what'd the gang say? Did he ask the gang that question?
No, I did not ask the gang.
You didn't ask the gang that
No,
question.
I just care about what you guys think.
We are the gang.
They can worry about their own damn team.
And I'm going to tell them you said that.
I just worry about this damn team. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, for the wide receivers.
That'd be interesting. I'll follow up on that. That's a good plan, though. I like that.
For the wide receivers.
Wide receivers, comfort level, wide receivers.
Like probably a 4.
Doesn't sound too confident.
No, I mean, how could you be until you see Michael Gallup come back and be himself again? There's a question mark there, and so you're going into a game with Noah Brown being your number 2 wide receiver, and you're going to get a heavy dose of Jalen Tolbert, who Mike McCarthy says has been inconsistent, and maybe Dennis Houston, who no one knew who he was until 3 weeks ago, and it's not like he's bursted onto the scene and oh my gosh, we might have something special here. Like you're living in a world where Dalton Schultz is your number 2 wide receiver right now.
General?
You went with 4?
I went with a 4.
4? There's a depth issue here. I think if they stay healthy, you have a chance that CeeDee Lamb's going to break out legitimately into the top 10 of all wide receivers. And I think Michael Gallup is a really nice number 2. Okay, so I'm going to give it a 7, assuming you have Gallup.
So you feel just as good about the wide receivers as you do the D-line?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I hope you're right. We're going to the Super Bowl, boys. Let's freaking party right now.
I tell you what, I think I would go on the level of 6 right now on the comfort level with the wide receivers. I feel like that they're going to have somebody out of that, and I'm not including Noah Brown in this because I think Noah Brown will be fine playing because I think when they use him, he's going to be able to block on the edge. When in the running game, he's going to help with the big body stuff. I think he's going to be able to make enough receptions. They're going to need one of those guys like Tolbert, Fehoko, Houston. They're going to need one of those guys to be there, to step up and be that, like the Cedric Wilson thing. Like, wow, where did Cedric Wilson come from?
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. They're going to need one of those guys to step up here.
And that's the one fun part about having such a young team and so many position groups where you're developing guys is you can feel one way now, but everything's still out in front of them. So your minds can be changed extremely quickly because it's not like, hey, we've seen Fehoko for 5 years. We know what he is. It's a lot of guys where, hey, maybe he's a 4 or maybe he comes out there and he's a solid 7.5 and we're working now.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. But I'm going to throw those tight ends in there too. I know it's a separate category and stuff, but I think
that matters. Yeah,
they're going to use those guys.
Schultz plays more like a slow wide receiver than an actual tight end.
You're not wrong. Okay, secondary.
Man, this is fun because I think Malik Hooker's going to have a good year. Let me go 8. I don't know of the last time I felt this good about a secondary.
Yeah, and part of why I feel really good about the secondary is because of how good I feel about the front 7 and the pass rush, and those obviously work hand in hand together. So I'm predicting the Cowboys to have a top 5 sort of pass rush in the sport, and so that's going to help the DBs as well. But even on their own, Diggs, Brown, Lewis, Bland even, I feel really good about. And the safeties, as you mentioned, that's one of the spots that I'm most excited about, where you got 3 guys you feel good about, and they're all going to play quite a bit because we know how Dan Quinn likes to play it. Curse, Wilson, and Hooker. So I would say probably right around the same way I do about the D-line, which is in that 8.5 range.
The thing about it is, to win this game, I think your secondary is going to have to play really, really well. I mean, you talk about the pass rush. When you watch Brady play, and we'll get into more about Tampa tomorrow with their breakdowns and stuff, but when you watch that, when teams have been able to cover on the back end and make him hold it just a little bit, you're either going to get pressure where he throws it away or you're going to get an incomplete pass. The more that you make him have to hold the ball, the harder it is for him. He's just going to say, I'm going to live to fight another day. So if you can hold up on the back end against these receivers, make him hold the ball and then have to get rid of it, not to take a sack, I think that's going to be key. Everybody's talking about the offensive line, which line could hold up. I think it's which secondary plays the better in this game. I really, really do.
I like that.
Okay, Cheech, how about the offensive line?
Oh man, I would probably be similar to where I feel about the wide receivers, which is about a 4. Other than Zach Martin right now, I don't know that I definitely don't feel great. Maybe I feel good about a couple of these, but for the most part, I think like I'm extremely scared about the way this offensive line is right now. And that can change as well because we don't know about Tyler Smith. This is on the front end without having seen it. So maybe he's a beast and all is going to be well come Monday morning. But the way as it sits right now, I am deathly afraid about this offensive line.
Gavin?
Give me Jason Peters in there. I might get up to a 5 right now. I'm about 350.
350. I'll tell you what, I think the offensive line is, I always say this, I'm more worried about the right tackle than the left. I'm going to go 5 on the offensive line. I think they find a way to get it done this weekend. This weekend, I'll be interested to see how it is going forward once Peter starts to get healthy. But I have more confidence in the other 4 than I do the right tackle. But I think it's right around a 5 right now. So,
Love it.
Okay, one more real quick if I could. Just one more real quick.
Sure.
How about the running backs?
Oh, man. I'm at about, I'd say 6.5. You know, heck, I think if you flipped it and had Pollard be your every down guy and Zeke come in for obvious passing situations where you needed the added pass pro, I'd be up around an 8.5.
Yeah, I'll probably be right in the same range right there. And Pollard might be more of a wide receiver, so maybe I need to skew up my wide receiver number a little bit because acknowledging Pollard is kind of one of these wide receivers. But yeah, probably about 6 or 7.
Yeah, I think you're going to see more from Pollard, though. I do think they're going to try and move him around a little more. Him, Turpin, hopefully they will get that together. But I think that you're going to see some open field plays from both of those guys. So I'd probably go with 7 on the running back right now.